Right, I'm joined by Tom and Alfie, the co-captains of the Bath First rugby team. How are you guys feeling today on quite a nice morning?
Yeah, pretty good. Just excited. We've got a big game tomorrow, and then heading into next week. Just excited, I think.
Yeah, good. We had a good session out on the infield today. Looking forward to Cardiff Met tomorrow. Hopefully, just building momentum for the game at the Rec next week.
Yeah, well, it's been a great start for you guys. You're currently sitting second in the BUCS Super Rugby table. Were you expecting to be up there at this point in the season early on?
I think we were expecting to do a lot better than last season, but I think we've even outperformed our own expectations to a certain degree. But I think we all know we've got a lot more left in the tank, so plenty to see.
Yeah, I think there's huge potential in the squad. We know with the players we've got and the coaching setup and staff around us that we are able to achieve. Obviously, sitting second, and even then we can say we're still frustrated with that after losing the first game just in the last minute. So yeah, lots to build on still.
With it being a university team, obviously you've got a good deal of squad turnover every year. How does it happen in the early season when you're trying to get new players in? You've lost some well-established members of the squad as well. How does the early season begin for you guys?
Yeah, it always begins with a bit of carnage. Getting first couple of weeks of pre-season are absolute carnage. In all honesty, there's no one knows people's names. It's all brand new faces. Obviously, you have boys that are coming back from previous years, boys coming back from placement. It's nuts. But I think one really positive thing about our sort of university is that everyone gets together really quickly. It really doesn't take long. And then by the time we've hit season 4 or 5 weeks in, everyone knows each other, everyone's friends, everyone's happy. Like it's a really good environment.
Yeah, I think the culture in the squad kind of allows for that as well. The boys can come in and integrate really easily, and that just makes the transition period so much easier.
Where do you think the culture grows the quickest? Is it through the drills? Is it through off the pitch activities, or is it a combination of both?
I think it's probably a combination of both. We're always training early in the mornings, and everyone's up the 5-10 minutes before training sessions where everyone's in the same boat, everyone's still got a bit of sleep in the eyes, and everyone's still coming together and getting ready for the day. I think that's where it's built most from.
Yeah, I think we've always had the kind of off-pitch culture, and it's this year we're really seeing how we can transition that onto pitch as well. And I think with what we've seen so far, it's clearly working.
Yeah, and of course you're studying for degrees at the same time as well as doing all the training for the rugby team. So how do you balance the two when you're trying to do academic studies and then also prep for some really massive games?
Yeah, it is a balance. Sometimes some things get put on the back burner a little bit, but I think most of the time it's just time management's the most important thing. Like we have plenty of time in the day. It's just when you decide to fit your certain tasks around that. I don't think anyone's sort of too hemmed in. Maybe someone like Tom doing seriously difficult degrees might have a bit more struggle with it than me, but I'll let him speak for himself.
Yeah, I think it's the time management's the main thing, isn't it? Just kind of fitting things in where you can, and but I think rugby comes first. I think that's the main aim.
Yeah, probably shouldn't say that, but
Yeah, rugby first and then everything else second. Well, when you do get a bit of time to yourselves, when you're not working on rugby, when you're not working on your courses, what do you tend to get up to? What do you enjoy doing in your time off?
well, just in here in the STV CAF, there's always plenty of boys hanging around, so always get a good bit of social in there. And then myself, just at home, I live with 4 other boys in the squad, so there's always some sort of social going on in the living room or something like that.
Yeah. I think it's quite. I don't live with rugby boys, so it's quite nice to be able to mix up, going to kind of spend time with different people. But yeah, there's loads of social stuff going on the rugby boys, which is always great.
Yeah, that sounds like it's a really good setup there. And do you find that when you're going into a match, when you're sort of a day away, is it much more focused on the game, or is there still a bit of time for socialising with everyone else in the squad at the same time?
I think everyone has their different sort of like pre-game rituals and stuff. Some boys are really relaxed. Like past couple of weeks, we've all been playing cards in the STV CAF and just having some fun. And then other boys like to just sit and think about what they're going to be doing tomorrow. But I think there's a good range of stuff going on that everyone can find their own little niche.
Yeah, I agree with that. What he said.
Fair enough answer.
You going first, I can say that.
Yeah, might start coming at you first in a minute. Yeah, so on the game day, is there a ritual that you guys go through that you always sort of do to get in the zone for the match?
Yeah, I try not to, because obviously we have the evening kickoffs for our home matches. We don't start till 6:30. I kind of try to keep my mind off rugby a bit during the day, try to get a bit of work done and just focus on getting some food in. Then we kind of meet around 4:30, and then everyone's really switched on from around then. So all we talk about is the game. Just think about our jobs going into it.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I always perform better when I'm relaxed. So I tend to not do a lot of thinking once it gets to game day. I'm just trying to stay as relaxed as possible, chill out, have a bit of social, do whatever, and then by the time we get around here 4:30, I'm still trying to stay as relaxed as possible. So I only really like to sort of get going sort of half an hour before a game. So I think there's a few other boys as well that we just like to sort of keep things fairly relaxed.
Yeah, and you mentioned about getting some good food in. What are your sort of individual pre-match meals that you that are your go-tos that are definitely going to give you the energy you need?
Chicken pasta bakes, that's one for me, I reckon. Malt loaf, you have to have a malt loaf on game day.
Tommy loves his saurine. He absolutely smashes his saurine every time I see him. He's got a loaf of saurine.
Advertisement in for that. Then.
Fair enough. I used to have a bit of pre-game ritual. It was always sort of something like spaghetti bolognese or something like that. But recently that's gone absolutely out the window. So I don't really mind as long as main thing for me is just eating far enough away from the game. If I'm eating close, I'm going to start feeling pretty unwell given kick-off. So I like to eat quite far away from kick-off.
Yeah, and obviously it's going to be a bit different playing at the Rec up against Durham University next Wednesday. Are you going to be doing anything different, you think, when you've got a hell of a lot more people watching than coming down to the STV, when you've got, well, basically the whole uni hopefully coming down for it?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can get a really big crowd there first and foremost. It'd be great to see everyone come to support. But I don't think anything will change for us. Obviously, there's going to be a few more nerves. I think that's the nature of the game. But it's just how we manage that and how we build going into it as well.
Yeah, like Tom said, it's a big cliche, but I don't think anything changes. We just move venue. That's all it is. Boys will turn up at the same sort of time, 4:30 or whatever, and everyone will go pretty much through the same process. It will just be at a different place. So I think it's just trying to keep that sort of routine that everyone's got used to is the key to our performance.
And it's been a couple of years since the last rugby at the Rec. Were you guys around for the 2019 game?
I was, yeah. In my elderly state, I am. I was actually watching the game. I think we have one other squad member, Luca Migno, was playing as well. But now I remember, I think there was about 6,500, I think, watching that game. It's just a fantastic atmosphere, and really inspired me to win that game. I think I was against Cardiff, I want to say. So hopefully, we can do the same and get inspired by the crowd and get the win.
So is it sort of yours and Luca's job to tell everyone else what it's like and what to expect in a way?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll be there, and also, I mean, we have that set up with Bath Academy. There's boys who have played at the Rec before, and they kind of know that pressure of playing under a crowd. So we'll collaborate with them, and I'm sure we can inspire, get the squad going.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to the first time rugby at the Rec, Alfie?
Yeah, I'm massively looking forward to it. I've personally never played there, never played in front of a crowd that's supposed to get down there, so I'm massively excited just personally, and then obviously as a team it's just it's a great place to be.
And if you were to give one reason to everyone watching this as to why they should make sure they get their free ticket for the match, what would it be?
Just hang on, go again with that. I need to think about this one. What would be the one reason?
Your one.
For the boys.
Picked up for the boys. I don't know, mate. What's your
very fun night?
What have you told your parents to get them down?
That is true. They are coming. I'll think of something. Go. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind. Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll waffle something out.
So what would be the one thing that you would say to everyone who's watching this to make sure that they get their free ticket to see you guys play Durham University at the Rec next Wednesday?
I'd say that it's free. There's absolutely no drawbacks to it. Get down there. There's going to be a great atmosphere. It'll be great fun. So with no charge, there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't make your way down.
Yeah, and well, it'll be guaranteed some entertaining rugby, and a big win for Bath, I'm sure, is incoming.
Well, hopefully you guys can pull off the W against Durham on Wednesday when we play Durham at the Rec. So make sure that you get your tickets for the match. They're available on the SU website.